think of burlesque, is this what comes to mind?
You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night.
Generally, people conjure images of glamorous women in the 1950s, which was the heyday of burlesque. At that time, women were not allowed to be naked on stage, so in order to seduce their audiences, they had to strategically cover parts of their body. And then, the laws changed.
Unfortunately, in the 60s, the laws changed and women were now allowed to go topless. But the 60s and the 70s really killed burlesque because you'd get Broadway plays like Oh Calcutta and Hair where people were buck naked on stage, and it kind of killed the tease, because why would you go and see someone tease you when you could go and watch some girl topless dancing around like this?
The scene died for a few decades, but in the late 90s, New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani tightened the laws on strip clubs. This helped spark a revival of the burlesque scene. Now, in Toronto, bars like the Cadillac Lounge host burlesque nights. Tonight, it's the Blue Demons video release party, with special guest burlesque dancer Penny Whistleton, also featuring her alter ego, the Blue Angel, who not only dances, but wrestles as well. Audiences go wild.
I love it. I love it. Oh, she's amazing. She's a goddess.
But this time around, it's different. Just like old burlesque evolved into the modern-day striptease, new burlesque has evolved into Nouveau burlesque. And now, all bets are off as to what you can expect at a show. From contortionism, magic tricks, wrestling, and even men.
Let me tell you something, friends. I see only one thing to hear tonight. One thing! And that thing is sin.
Sexy Mark Brown has been a member of legendary burlesque troupe Skin Tight Out of Sight since 2003. He is one of the only men in Toronto who perform burlesque. Tonight at the Gladstone, Smut Magazine is hosting a burlesque night. And Sexy Mark Brown is doing what he loves, performing.
I like it because it's a combination of basically everything I really like to do performance-wise. Like, it's usually comedy-based, and there's music and dance involved in it, and it's obviously, there's the whole sexuality aspect to it. I kind of like the fact that I'm one of the few guys that do it. Like, I think if all of a sudden all these guys did it, I'd kind of be like, well, fine, I'm not doing it anymore. Like, there's just that aspect of it too, of just being like the weirdo in the scene too. I mean, to me, I guess I grew up thinking that women are the only ones that can sort of be sexually attractive, and like, sure, there's guys that are hot, but it's always women that seem to do the seducing, and like just traditionally, especially what you see in movies. And so I think it's kind of cool to be able to turn that around.
Up next at the Gladstone is Larissa Pelletiero, also known as the Blue Girl for her love of blue body paint. She sees burlesque as a liberating art form.
I think the burlesque in the time was definitely pushing the envelope, and it was also an art form because it was doing the whole striptease thing. There was that nuance of the innuendo and the promise and the tease, and I think that's what was really titillating. To be dancing with your clothes on, it's just like swimming with your clothes on. It doesn't make sense. Like when you're swimming, when you're skinny dipping, it just feels so much better. And you have your clothes off, it just feels natural. Like I'm not shaking my tits and ass around too much. Like it's just like I just feel your skin's breathing, whether you are full-bodied or lean and muscular or whatever. Like it doesn't really matter. It's just free. It's just free, and I think we should all be free.
Although their styles vary, they're all in it for their love of performing in front of an audience.
The end result, though, is that the people that are watching the show, the audience, is having a blast, and they're being entertained, and it's fun. It's not dark. It's not intellectual. It's not highbrow. It's not speaking above people. It's illustrative.
And the audiences really do appreciate it.
Burlesque, because it's real women, full women, absolutely beautiful women, and a bit of touch of art. No, wait, a lot of art, and it's hot.
Nouveau Burlesque appeals to all kinds of people. It doesn't matter your shape, size, or style, just as long as you have fun.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, now touch me, babe.
I'm Amanda Buckiewicz for The Fifth Day.